Hello there, my name is Rachel. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something completely random. And today we're going to talk about Little Demon Episode 8. Now, this episode doesn't really have many plot devices, only have one specific one. The argument with Christy and Christy's mom. And this is sort of interesting because this one I had to describe is sort of the Pickle Rick episode because a lot of things went crazy, a lot of things were hilarious, and something that was sort of fun, sad, kind of deep in the same time, but at the same time I'm not sure this episode completely lands it. You have moments that you just like, yeah, that was fucked up. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Now, the whole story starts with the argument with Chrissy and Chrissy's mom. But I love it is how well written the argument really was. It's something that feels unbelievably natural. You don't understand. When you write a show, doing something natural, a good natural conversation is hard. You could ask any writer because that's the most hard thing to do because it's so hard to do it feeling right, not sort of robotic, if you know what I mean. One of the big examples, MCU. Watch any movie and let's face it, you feel the actors are acting, they don't have really conversations. It's sort of like a joke in the MCU, but once more, you never really have that sort of realistic conversation. You have realistic moments, but you never feel that realistic. So that's sort of hard to do. But I love it how this sort of natural conversation with Christy and Chrissy's mom was sort of slow, but it starts more harder and harder. Like they just want to talk. And some reason get this sort of left turn because Chrissy didn't wash a dish, supposedly. But I love it, all the truth bomb kind of on it, just arguing about their flaws, the reason why this happening. But at the same time, it's also have the second thing that is sort of realistic is how family members fight, specifically their moms and daughters or dads or sons. Sometimes if you live in a family, this actually happens sometimes. Just two people were just talking and just became this sort of war fest. But I love it, it do have this sort of line, if you know what I mean. That sort of line that you know they are arguing, but they're not pushing their punches. It's the sort of that line they know they cannot cross. That line crosses, things get real. For example, there's one moment Chrissy says something to her mom, like, it's not my fault you mess up your life, you have no control or friends. This way you sort of like kind of a selfish control. She needs control because that's the only thing she has. And that hurt her. I love that they just took a second looking at the camera, just see Chrissy's mom almost break her heart. She said that to her own daughter, said that to her. You felt that. And then she started saying back to her all the things she did very questionable. Is that she manipulated her friend that make him sort of a huge kind of pig monster, and Chrissy just lost it once again. She's the one who threw the first shot, not her mother. She know how to end it, that for sure. But I love it, that sort of escalation, especially with the cockroach and rats. I mean, it's so weird, so random, but at the same time, it's like the best way to describe the fights because if there is no victors, especially the second plot story starts as Chrissy's mom manipulated the rats and Chrissy manipulated the cockroaches, and the cockroaches realize they're alive and wondering why we find this world has no point, and became sort of like World War II drama and like World War I war, sort of the Holocaust. Don't be like them. And that's sort of weird out of nowhere, but at the same time so funny, so weird because you see cockroaches and rats dying at a battlefield because it's one of the most weirdest, greatest, and funniest thing I have ever seen of this show. And this is what I mean. This episode feels like a Pickle Rick episode. They want to go crazy. They want to be amazing. Something like a Pickle Rick, but at the same time, as a Pickle Rick episode, it also can actually fall apart if they don't land. This is what I mean because feels something like that. To me, in the end, it doesn't feel landing as well. But once again, it's something I have to rewatch the episode if I felt that the same. In fact, this is how you feel about the end. You feel it was sort of or you feel it was landing correctly. Anyway, this of the second or third plot. The second plot is basically Chrissy's friend and the next door neighbor Laura realizing they need to help, but also realizing they are very awful family. Every time they actually came in to help, they always been used as pawns, even accidentally. And you know what? They tired of this. They know they don't need this yet. They walk away, and that's sort of kind of deep. That's sort of unexpected. Usually, it takes about 2 seasons or maybe 3 to realize the side characters being used the main leads. That's super rare. Now, the third interesting thing or the third plot point is the devil, Chrissy's dad, that he took advantage of this to make the fight even worse. Especially, he says something very specific line, the time of maximum is coming. This is the second time he said that specific sentence or specific name. I don't know what it is. I know I have to look it up to understand what he's trying to say, but he knows if he make this worse, he can actually win Chrissy to his side. And he does the most dirty thing he ever do is take the not dictionary diary of Chrissy's mom and show it to Chrissy. And you see this book, this diary, you find out the biggest truth part of this season is that Chrissy's mom has a spell can actually reset time when he saw the devil. So yeah, she basically can erase everything. There's something Back to the Future type of level, and Chrissy was mad. She felt that she was sort of targeted. And the same time, I do understand, but at the same time, Chrissy was sort of kind of manipulated to be mad, but at the same time, it's not her diary, it's her mom's. You know, if you write a diary, it's something very mental, useful for yourself to help you be better, to realize what you read, what you did that time is sort of awful, and to remind yourself now words. But this time they used it as against Chrissy's mom to manipulate specifically Chrissy to lose it and hurt her. Yeah, I love that true bomb back and forth to the both, because it's something interesting and deep and also real about the argument that Chrissy's mom feel guilty trying to use this spell. Not trying to use, she did use it, but at the end it failed. But at the same time, it feels that the devil knew this. I feel he probably knew it, or he actually the one who kind of pushed this to be right in front of her to see a sort of secret way out. Maybe he wanted to change the past, the future, just to make sure this never happened. Honestly, don't know. Once more, this could lead a different storyline next season. We're not sure, but it's something that's sort of interesting. This most tells you more that the devil does care a certain level. You don't know. But once again, it's the conversation of Chrissy and Chrissy's mom. That sort of truth that you feel the mom screwed up. Especially she admits she can never be a good mom. She doesn't know how to. Even if she was growing up, she was questioning herself. She can raise Chrissy. That's the most truest thing about this episode. That felt real. I mean, felt that I've been there. I've seen other people struggling to feed their kids, wondering, this is the right choice. If I did something wrong, why I can do better than this to protect my child. At the same time, I empathize that because I understand. You wish you could go back in time, rewind it, and do it better, or don't do it all. You realize because you're not a good parent. And that is sort of interesting, but at the same time, it kind of hurts Chrissy because she's that sort of teenage mental mind that everything her mom does to hurt her, but she doesn't. She doesn't really realize the bigger picture. Once more, Chrissy, she has the right to be mad, but at the same time, I think she's not seeing the bigger picture. And Chrissy's mom does see the bigger picture. She knows she screwed up and she tried to ask forgiveness, but sometimes it's hard to have forgiveness in a certain scenario. We have no winning winning scenario now. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering here, but this is why this episode was so great. There's sort of truth bomb after truth bomb after truth bomb. Yeah, I wonder what can happen the next episode because I am hyped to see what happens next. Now, I do feel sad for one character, Erwin. I think that's his name, the little demon that Chrissy's mom had under the basement who feeds him. But I love it, he's trying to cool down the ladies, like, calm down, we can talk about this, we don't have to go crazy. But it's so sad to see Irving just struggling. Even the devil used Irving for his own meticulous evil deeds. You just feel sad for the guy. Even he trying to live his life or try to make something of this. But once again, I think that's how well written the episode really is. It's just so good. Hit you hard. It just the end is sort of, in my opinion, I'm not sure. I have to rewatch the episode. I don't know if they pulled it off or not. Maybe they should have done a little different in the very end. But once more, it got his point. I felt everything. Now, one question: how you feel about the episode? You feel this episode was really good, really bad? Well, what do you think about it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Oh, FYI, if you want to see more episodes like this, I have a playlist. Like, white card should be the beginning of the episode, should be something right here but the beginning. All that, I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.